Welcome back, RayWeather gang. We've got more Madden 22 news on the way. EA's been pretty quiet so far. They've been pretty quiet, pretty close to the vest, which you could either say it's a good thing or a bad thing. It really just depends on how you want to look at it. But we do got a little bit of news today coming from the CEO himself. Also, some more rumors and stuff we're going to cover in the video, kind of confirm some past rumors and talk about some new ones, which will be pretty cool. Now, if you want to stay up to date on all the future Madden 22 updates, news, videos, gameplay when that comes out, everything you need to know, which we're going to start finding out pretty much any day now, make sure to subscribe, turn the bell icon on so that you don't miss any of the videos when they go live. You'll always be up to date. So here on GameSpot, they posted an article that has to do with the EA Sports CEO Andrew Wilson talking about Madden 22 among some other games in a recent interview that he did. He talks briefly on Madden 22 and some of the other games EA is working on. He drops a little bit of nuggets of information, nothing crazy. So we're going to go over this and then we're going to talk further on some of the other rumors that I've been hearing. It says here the Madden 22 cover will be quote unquote a little different, says EA CEO Andrew Wilson. He teases that the cover for Madden 22 might not be what you expect. Now right off the bat, I'm going to tell you all the Derrick Henry rumors that we thought were true, that's out of the window. It's not Derrick Henry. We'll talk a little bit more on that in a minute. So if you were a Titan fan and you were excited about Derrick Henry, he's not going to be on the cover. Maybe if you're a Titan fan, you're relieved because of the possibility of a Madden curse. He's not on the cover, but let's continue the article. It says here, EA Sports will reveal Madden NFL 22 soon enough, and the cover might not be what you expect. EA CEO Andrew Wilson said the team at EA Sports is planning something a little different for the cover of Madden 22, but he wouldn't say more. Asked directly by Bloomberg who would be on the cover for Madden 22, Wilson said, "Well, we're going to know soon enough. I reviewed it with the team just a few days ago. I can tell you that they have more surprises afoot." He added, "We're going to do something a little different with the cover this year. I won't say any more than that other than to say I'm really proud of the work the team has done, both with the game and the cover and with the marketing that we're going to build around Madden."
Well, we're going to know soon enough. The team, I reviewed it with the team just a few days ago. I can tell you that they've got more surprises afoot. We're going to do something a little different with the cover this year. I won't say any more than that other than to say I'm really proud of the work the team has done, both with the game, with the cover, and with the marketing that we're going to build around Madden.
CEO Andrew Wilson also mentioned that Madden NFL 21 had a really strong year with new records for players and engagement. This uptick was no doubt driven in part by the pandemic. It'll be interesting to see how EA Sports builds off the momentum with this year's game. In the same interview, Wilson spoke about high hopes for the new Battlefield game that is due to be officially announced on June 9th. So there's a few things to unpack there before we get to some further Madden 22 rumors. One thing that was very interesting is how he wanted to throw in there that Madden 21 was successful numbers-wise, engagement-wise, which was the same deal with Madden 20 and Madden 19, even though the games to us seem to have been getting progressively worse. You know, Madden 20 versus Madden 21, you can debate that. Some people think Madden 21 is a lot better than Madden 20, especially with the metas of the game, how the game played. I couldn't argue that Madden 21 was less annoying to play from a meta standpoint, like online players, things that they have to deal with. However, this game launched with a lot more bugs, a lot more problems, and a lot less innovation. So it's kind of, splitting hairs which one you thought was worse, but he wanted to throw that in there, that the year was still successful, engagement is up, and that really tells you a big part of the story there is that's one thing EA cares a lot about. The backlash, of course, they don't like it. They don't like the bad reviews and the low user score, but if their engagement is up, they're still kind of winning the game on that end. So just something to think about, but let's talk about the cover. He said it's going to be a little bit different. Now, I can tell you it's not Derrick Henry. That was the rumor, and like I say when I cover rumors, typically every year the rumors I hear, the stuff I post about, I'll always tell you it's about 75% true. The other 25% either winds up being not true or being something that was initially true, but the plans changed. Derrick Henry might have been the cover originally, but plans changed. Maybe he turned the cover down. Maybe they wanted to go in a different direction. So whenever I'm talking about rumors, I always make sure you guys understand that not everything is concrete, not everything is set in stone, and some of the stuff isn't going to come to fruition. But more times than not, if you check the track record, I usually don't like to talk about things unless I'm very sure about them, and that brings me to the Madden cover. So over the last few days, I've been hearing a big rumor from multiple people, from a lot of people. Now, this isn't like directly from EA or anything, but I'm hearing from people that are supposedly talking with people at EA and stuff like that. You never know how much truth there is to these things, but the timing of this kind of makes sense because what I was hearing is that there were going to be 2 players on the cover this year, and it was going to in fact be 2 quarterbacks on the cover, which is definitely different. We've only seen 2 players on the cover one time, which was Madden 10, and it was an offensive player and a defensive player, which kind of made sense. We've never seen 2 quarterbacks on the cover, so by them saying it's different and it's not something that people would expect, that kind of fits with the rumors I've been hearing that it's 2 quarterbacks. Now, people want to know who the quarterbacks are. Is it Russell Wilson? Is it Josh Allen? Is it Brady because he won the Super Bowl? You know, a lot of people are saying, well, it ain't going to be any of the recent QBs that were on the cover, but I'm here to tell you the rumors I've been hearing, again, this isn't concrete, this hasn't been confirmed by EA, we'll probably know in a few days. I've been hearing Mahomes and Brady. That's what I've been hearing, but it hasn't been confirmed, so take it with a grain of salt. But it kind of would make sense. They were just in the Super Bowl against each other, so maybe like playing on some type of a rivalry thing there, because they had a little brief rivalry, you know, at the end of his stay with the Patriots when Tom Brady beat him to go to the Super Bowl a few years ago, and then last year Tom Brady beat him in the Super Bowl, so there is a little bit of a rivalry there, so maybe they're playing off something like that. But that's what I'm hearing. We'll probably find out, I would think, within the week. If they're already putting an article out and an interview, to me that means they're very close to announcing it, so we'll see that. But I've seen other people say they think maybe it's Josh Allen and Tom Brady or something like that. It would be weird to me if they put 2 QBs on the cover that have both recently been on the cover, Brady with 18 and then Mahomes more recently with 20, but I think EA is moving more to like more heavy marketing type deals. Like, I don't think you'll ever have like those covers like a Peyton Hillis cover again, you know, something more random. I don't think you're gonna see those type of covers anymore because they want to market to the highest extent, and I think that's why you're seeing this run of it just being the big name QBs making the cover now. So to take that even a step further, you put the 2 biggest QBs in the league on the cover, and there you have it. So that's what I'm hearing. We'll find out pretty soon if that's in fact true. Now, outside of that, franchise mode, all the stuff that I did hear about franchise mode that I had been talking about, all that stuff still seems to be intact. Franchise mode seems to be getting the bulk of the updates this year, which I know is going to please a lot of people. The question, of course, is going to be how much is the bulk of the updates, right? Because you say bulk of the updates, but the updates could be small. There might not be a lot of updates this year. So even if franchise is getting the bulk of that, you know, there's still a world where that could be just a few small things. But based on the stuff that they talked about over a year ago that they said they were going to do for Madden 22, like new coaching staff, new scouting system, doing some different things with creation in terms of create a team or more relocation teams, all that stuff sounds like a pretty decent amount of things that people want. The other question is going to be how much in depth are those things going to be? Are they going to be very surface level things that, you know, aren't that creative, or are they going to actually add some real depth within these new features? That, I think, is what people want to find out the most, and within the next month we should definitely know for sure. So again, make sure you subscribe, bell icon on if you're interested in staying up to date with that. Now, I've been poking around trying to find out more about other modes, Ultimate Team, the Yard, Superstar KO, and I just really can't seem to find much information on that. Everything that keeps kind of coming back to me is more franchise focused. Like, that's where the focus is. Maybe some superstar mode slash, you know, face of the franchise stuff. It seems to be that's where the focus is. And then of course there's going to be a ton of gameplay stuff, new gameplay features. I've definitely heard some things thrown around, but not anything concrete enough that I really want to talk about, because I really don't like mentioning things on the channel unless I feel really confident that it is something that's going to be in the game. And with the gameplay right now, I just haven't heard the same thing from enough people to feel confident saying, yes, this is something that I've been hearing they're working on. It's just been maybe a couple people saying some contradicting things. So I don't really want to go into gameplay, but there's definitely going to be gameplay changes. You can bet there's going to be some type of a new gameplay feature. There's going to be different things with abilities, I'm more than sure, just because that's a big thing for them that they want to keep promoting. They're obviously going to, you know, band-aid some of the stuff from last year that was crazy, like man defense will probably get a little bit worse. They'll probably change around some of the passing offensive stuff. They might get rid of some things like the throw out a sack mechanic that just did not really go over well with fans. You know, they're going to touch up stuff. They're going to fix things. I'm sure they're going to keep trying to make player movement better and more realistic. We saw on next gen that it was a little bit more realistic, but drastically different than current gen. So I'm assuming on next gen, they're going to kind of keep going down that path and trying to make that better, whereas current gen's kind of going to still have the more, you know, slightly unrealistic movement, the more robotic and kind of you can stop on a dime type movement stuff. So we'll see what they do with that, but that's really all I've heard from now. I haven't been posting much lately because there's just not been a lot of news to talk about, and I don't want to just keep talking about the same things over and over. So any little sliver of info they give us, I'm going to always bring it to you guys. Just stay tuned in, stay plugged in, because any day now more info will be dropping, and you know I'll be here with it as soon as it drops to let you guys know. So hope you enjoyed the video. Check out some of these other videos on screen right here, and I will see you guys next time.